Going on sale for 2008, the Mercury Sable was a premium full-size sedan built on the Volvo S80 platform. Being available in both front and all-wheel drive, the Sable was well suited for families and was a solid choice for the less than $30,000 price range. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the 2008 and 2009 Mercury Sable, a large, roomy, and practical family sedan that revived an iconic nameplate with new European style inside and out. So grab a Grandpa Joe's marshmallow soda, kick back, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. For the 2005 model year, Mercury introduced the Montega sedan, which was a variant of the Ford 500. Slotted below the Grand Marquis, the full-size Montega was introduced as a replacement for the Sable alongside the mid-size 2006 Milan. In place of the three trims of the 500, the Montega was offered in two, Luxury and Premier. Manufactured at the Chicago Assembly Facility, the Montega was built alongside the Ford 500 and the Ford Freestyle, which was a crossover wagon filling in for the outgoing Taurus and Sable station wagon. The Montega was built on the Ford D3 platform, a platform developed with the help of Volvo. The D3 chassis utilized unibody construction and was only 2 inches shorter than the Grand Marquis in wheelbase. Powering the Montega was a 3-liter Duratec V6, good for a modest 203 horsepower. This was the same mill that could be found in the 4th generation Taurus and Sable. Mercury's new full-sizer offered front-wheel drive with a 6-speed automatic transmission or all-wheel drive with a CVT. 2007. At the North American International Auto Show, Ford unveiled a new mid-cycle refreshed Montega. This car would soon become the 5th generation Sable. The Montega was a competent vehicle, but unfortunately was plagued with underwhelming performance. Customers that were surveyed wanted a more expressive design out of their full-size sedans. This new design looked nothing like the previous Sables. Instead, the new car infused design elements from the stylish Milan sedan. There was even a reworked interior and a new powertrain. The old Duratec was deemed underpowered and was one of the smallest within the full-size class of cars. The new 5th generation Sable went on sale for the 2008 model year.
Hey, we have your room ready for you. Introducing the all-new Mercury Sable. With room to spare in here, here, and here. And the most spacious car in its class is also rated the safest full-size car. No one else can say that. Plus, Sable gets 28 mpg highway, and with a navigation system, you'll find even more wide-open spaces. Mercury Sable is smarter through and through. You've got to put Mercury on your list.
All Sable sedans utilize the same powertrain, a 3.5-liter V6 engine. The new 3.5-liter mill gave a stronger, more relaxed overall performance compared to the Montega's 3-liter. Also gone was the Montega's CVT transmission, scrapped in favor of a more conventional 6-speed automatic. The new engine cranked out 263 horsepower and 245 pound-feet of torque in the 2008 Sable, and increased from the Montega's 203. That was a whole 30% more power than the outgoing Montega thanks to the new Duratec engine. That was enough to outpace the Grand Marquis, which cranked out 224 horsepower from its 4.6-liter mill. Many consumers griped about the Montega's power output, complaining that it felt underpowered and 203 horsepower was not adequate for such a large car, so the new Sable's power boost was welcomed. Mercury boasted that more than 500 changes were made. Other improvements included the adoption of stability control, a retuned suspension, and a new Ford Sync media system that allowed hands-free use of mobile phones and better integration of digital music players. There was also improved cabin materials and more sound insulation for a quieter ride. With its major improvement in performance, luxury features, and available all-wheel drive, the 5th generation Sable was arguably the best generation. The designers were leaning towards a more European look and feel. That said, you could forget about the front bench seats and column shifters from previous generations. Instead, buyers got standard bucket seats and a console shifter, features which were more in line with modern sedans. For the first time ever, the Sable was classified as a full-size sedan. At this point, Mercury offered 2 full-size sedans in their lineup. The revived Sable would be sold alongside the Grand Marquis for buyers looking for something more modern than the Panther platform car. With its new full-size status, a particular demographic cross-shopped the Hyundai Azera or Toyota Avalon with the Sable. Though it wasn't as distinctive as a Chrysler 300 or as refined and polished as an Avalon, the revived Sable was a worthy consideration amongst full-sizers. On the inside, the Sable featured a handsome and functional cabin with solid material quality and plenty of storage areas. Legroom was abundant in both the front and rear. The high seating position, which was inherited from the Montega, was one of the main selling points of this car. Buyers wanted easier entry and exit and a more commanding view of the road, similar to what was found on an SUV. Trunk capacity was massive at 21 cubic feet. This was just as much space as a Grand Marquis and substantially more than the Azera or Avalon. The new Sable was available in either front or all-wheel drive, and there were 2 trim levels, base and up-level Premier. The base model was well equipped with 17-inch wheels and full power accessories. The upscale Premier added 18-inch wheels, leather upholstery, dual-zone automatic climate controls, and upgraded audio system along with other features. The new Mercury Sable was not an all-new vehicle, but more of a mid-cycle refresh of the large Montega sedan. The 2008 model shared its basic design with the similarly updated Ford Taurus, which was formerly known as the 500. When the 2008 Sable made its debut, it sported a modern, distinctive look. The new full-size sedan adopted the design language which was featured on other modern Mercury vehicles. Up front, there was Mercury's signature satin aluminum waterfall grille, flanked by jeweled projector beam headlamps that swept up over the front fenders. Around back, the Sable sported distinctive LED tail lamps, which feature a predominantly clear lens with red accent stripes. A chrome strip on the bottom edge of the deck lid wrapped up the look. Alan Mulally became CEO of Ford in 2006 and was a car enthusiast himself, not to mention a fan of the Taurus. Once he assumed duties as CEO, he already had plans of bringing back the Taurus name. Ultimately, the Sable name would follow as well. That said, the D3 platform cars took on new names. The 500 and Montega became the 5th generation Taurus and Sable. The Freestyle name was also dropped, becoming the Taurus X. Mulally claimed that customers did not know what 500s or Montegas were, and that reviving the discontinued nameplates would establish brand recognition, and was a good way to reverse the slow sales. Out of all Sable generations, the 5th generation had the shortest run, sticking around for just 2 model years. Production of the Mercury Sable ceased in spring of 2009. The Ford Taurus got a major redesign for 2010, but broke the trend of not offering a Mercury Sable variant. The new Taurus took styling cues from the wildly popular 2nd generation sedan, and even brought back the high-performance SHL, again, staying in line with its first 3 generations. By this time, the Mercury brand was on the chopping block. However, insiders at Ford mentioned that the new Taurus was now so upscale, a Mercury version of that car would have been redundant. The announcement finally came in summer 2010. Ford would be terminating the Mercury brand once and for all at the end of the year, and the final Mercury, a Grand Marquis, rolled out the assembly line in early 2011. Let us know if you owned or drove a 2008 or 2009 Mercury Sable. As always, thanks for coming out to the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until next time, this is your host Rob, and thanks for tuning in to Antique Tags.